Hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Cleat Dreams, where Renee and I try to give you a look ahead at week 6 and help you to fall asleep peacefully. Stay tuned. Such good music.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How was your week 5?
Good, good.
Yeah? Did you
Yeah,
do
it was a weird week, like all weeks.
Yeah.
But good. My
I
friends
had a couple of leagues with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
nice.
And so that made for a huge, huge win. But
That's-
I think any game that I was going against one of them, I lost.
a lot of points this week.
Yeah.
And a lot of injuries too.
There were a lot of injuries.
Yes.
Yeah. I think also we were surprised to see Robert Saleh fired from the Jets.
Oh my God, yes. I
Um,
mean, I didn't expect that.
no, me either. I did not expect that either.
And I don't think if that was a great decision.
I know. I think what I read and even heard, whatever I read or watched, was he was going to fire Hackett, the offensive coordinator, but before he could do it, he got fired.
Oh my God. Do you think Aaron Rodgers do something to the Jets to take that position?
I feel like it's hard to say that he did not have anything to do with it because there was such a bad energy. You could see it watching a game just. So it's hard to believe that he didn't have anything to do with it. What do you think?
Yes, so totally. I mean, his attitude is so bad. I mean, I I like Aaron Rodgers, but the Aaron Rodgers of the Packers of 5 years ago. I mean, this one is like so crazy, so disrespectful.
Yeah.
No, it's weird.
I think it's really weird too.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in bed, for anybody wondering, at my little California residence. Like, here's a pillow. I just walked in from work. I'm ready to talk some football, Renee. Are you?
Yes, for sure. Always.
Let's start with quarterbacks like we do every week. Who are the top 5 quarterbacks from week 5?
Joe Burrow, number 1.
Number
Finally.
1.
Yes, what a game. What
That
a
was
game.
It was. And it's funny because I was talking to Samantha Holt about who she was going to start. She had Mahomes, she had Stroud, and she had Burrow in a guillotine league. And we were weighing it all out. And then finally we landed on Burrow. And I said, even though I think they're going to lose to the Ravens, he's still been playing so well.
Yeah.
And it panned out.
They're back, I think. I hope.
Yeah, that was great. So and then we have the Bengals against New York. I mean, this is big. This could be Joe Burrow's 5th game in a row with 2 or more touchdown passes, his 4th game in a row with a 70 or more % completion rate. So he's playing like crazy good right now. I have no doubt they're going to beat the Giants.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy that they are playing again like that because, and they are 1-4. That's amazing. They have to start winning and start winning. And his calendar is the Giants, the Browns, the Eagles, the Raiders, the Ravens again, Chargers. They have to win this week.
They have to win this one. But for fantasy purposes, we love Joe Burrow, win or lose.
Yes, for sure. And number 2 is Kirk Cousins. What a game 2. It was an amazing Thursday night.
Kirk Cousins, Mr. Reliable, very consistent.
Yes.
We love a reliable man or woman. We love a reliable person we can rely on. They're good. They're going to bring us what we need. We don't have to worry about them performing at all. That is Kirk Cousins.
Yes, I love that game. I have a lot of fun. Then Lamar Jackson, both at the same game. At the top 5 is Burrow, Cousins, Lamar Jackson, Flacco, and Mayfield. Mayfield and Cousins play against each other, and Burrow and Lamar against each other. So this week, those 2 games give us a lot of fantasy points.
A lot, tons and tons.
Yeah.
Who is rounding out this top 5?
In top 6, the number 6 is...
Oh, that was number 5. Lamar was number 5?
No. Burrow, Cousins, Lamar, Joe Flacco, and Baker.
I missed Baker. That's the one I missed.
Oh, okay.
Baker, Mayfield. Oh, I don't know that I would have expected him to come in at 5, but I don't know who else would.
I mean, Caleb Williams finally is 6, but it's getting closer. It's getting better every week. And then in 7 is Bo Nix.
Oh.
Yeah, that's...
Well, what I love is that Joe Flacco is number 4 on that list. He reminds me a lot of Kirk Cousins. He's a veteran. He's going to go out there and just get it done.
Yes.
So perfect for Indiana. Let's go on to wide receivers. Top 5 wide receivers this week.
Look, there are 2 Bengals and 2 Falcons here. Number 1, Jamar Chase. 41 points. Wow. Then Drake London with 33 and Mooney with 32. I mean, Mooney is playing amazing.
I like that.
Higgins and Garrett Wilson. Finally, we have him at the top 5.
Finally, I know Garrett Wilson fantasy managers breathed a little sigh of relief, finally seeing some points on the board. So good for him. Yeah. I was trying to see if there were any super exciting insights. I mean, the Bengals have been playing so well. It's so sad that they're losing. But like T. Higgins, this could be his 3rd game in a row with 6 or more catches and 60 or more receiving yards. So he's been, getting targets and getting yards. Jamar Chase, we all know that he's been doing well, but this will be his 4th game in a row doing well, 85 or more receiving yards and a touchdown. So he's had a touchdown the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is a hack. I love him. He's one of the best. I have here. Here. I mean, what? Wait, the jersey sign. Jamar Chase is one of my favorite players.
We have a question about some start sits. So first, let's talk about, let's ask it. Mr. Scampers, half point half PPR.
PPR.
Jerome Ford at Philadelphia, Downs at Tennessee, or Andrews.
No.
The Washington football team. Downs didn't practice, had a toe injury. Ford's usage has been inconsistent, and Mark has been meh.
I think Downs is going to play, and Michael Pittman is out.
So that would be a great use of Downs.
Yes.
Mark Andrews has been less than consistent. We saw 9 fantasy points from Mark Andrews this week, which I think is the most we've seen. But it sounds like Downs, like you said, Renee, might be the best option.
Yes, I think it will be the best option.
If he's out still Friday, that's when I think you would look at other options. But it's so early, and it's a toe injury, so those can be either really bad or it could be fine. So just keep an eye on that, Mr. Scampers. But it looks like Downs.
Yes.
All right, running backs. Top 5 running backs.
Running backs. Number 1, Tank Bixby.
Woo!
That's crazy.
Tank Bigsby. Do you have much of Tank Bigsby? Because I do not.
I have some of them at dynasties, but I have him. I waived him, I think, with 2 or 3, and at the Queen's Classic, and then he doesn't play 1 week, and I need space, and I threw him away, and now someone got.
He's had 2 games in a row where he's played well. 2 games in a row that he's played well. 2 rushing touchdowns last week. But as far as rushing yards, this would be his 3rd week in a row if he can break 90 or more rushing yards. So he's getting the yardage.
Yes.
I don't know about the touchdowns, but he certainly had them last week.
Yes. What's happening with Travis Etienne? Is injured?
Gosh, that I don't think so.
I know 1 week he went out of the game, but now I don't know if he's injured.
Let's look at some notes. Who else do we have on our list?
DeAndre Swift, number 2. Great game. The Bears are now playing great. And number 3, Ramondre Stevenson, that before the game, the coach said that he's not going to be the start running back. It's going to be Antonio Gibson because the fumbles from Ramondre has 1 fumble in every game from week 1 to 4. And they say that, and a lot of people bench Ramondre. And
not me.
Me neither. But this week, top 3.
Top 3. Yeah. He also plays well at home. So they're saying that he's had a rushing touchdown in each of the 2 home games so far this season. So that's good to know that he plays well at home. Travis Etienne, shoulder injury, limited in practice. So at least he's practicing, and it says as long as he doesn't re-aggravate the injury during practice, fantasy managers should expect him to be good to go week 6 against the Bears.
Nice. Okay.
And he has some pretty substantial stats as well. Like, I love looking at these trends so I can make some bets maybe. But this would be his 8th game in a row, so including games from last year, with 55 or more scrimmage yards. So if you like to make a little prop bet, Travis Etienne for more than 55 passing and receiving and rushing yards.
That's cool. I like it. Number 4, Kareem Hunt. This top 5 of this week is like, oh my God, what's happening?
Nobody expected that.
No.
But it's fun to see.
Yes. It's fun to see the games, but not for my teams. I mean, seriously, Kareem Hunt again? I didn't expect that. I thought Carson Steele is going to have that role.
Mr. Scampers, I agree. Like, there's just a time where you're like, I gotta break up with you, and then it happens that happens to be their week.
Yes, that happens a lot.
A lot.
And number 5, Rico Dowell.
I really am excited about this personally because I got a lot of Rico Dowdle thinking this is it. And then they brought back Ezekiel Elliott, and I thought, oh no. But it's been fine. It has been fine. You are just fine if you're playing Rico Dowdle.
For sure. And he has 2 touchdowns right now, and both were receiving touchdowns. I think against the Lions is going to be a great game. And he's going to score.
This could be his 3rd game in a row with a receiving touchdown.
Yes.
His 5th game in a row. So here we are in week 6. 5 out of these 6 weeks, he will have had 50 or more scrimmage yards. That's another good prop bet.
Yes, I like it. That was the top 5 from the running backs.
I mean, let's talk tight ends because that has been a huge mess. Messy mess.
Yes. Number 1, Tucker Kraft. Hello, Wendy.
Who got him on waivers? Raise your hand.
Oh, 2 touchdowns. That was great.
So good.
Yes.
So good. I mean, how different is this from last week? Probably not much. What do we have for number 2?
Number 2, Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. I think he was number 1 last week. Number 2 this week.
He has been the most consistent tight end this year. And we are not surprised.
We're not surprised. We knew it was going to be something special. Everybody said that. Just like Sam Laporta was last year. But poor Sam Laporta, I mean, hasn't made much of an impact this year.
No. Number 3, George Kittle.
George Kittle. If any of you watch other club fantasy, women of fantasy football shows, we have the sneaky flex of the sneaky girls, and they love to say George Skittles.
Then Isaiah Likely, number 4.
Number 4, okay.
Why Likely again?
I know, exactly. Why?
That's the question.
We don't want to talk about that. Let's move on.
Okay. And finally, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce making a little comeback.
10 targets, 9 catches. So I mean, this is because Rashee Rice is injured.
Yeah.
But I mean, oh my God.
Well, it's something.
Happy.
I'm sure a lot of people are happy. There's plenty of people who have Travis Kelce on just as many rosters as Mark Andrews, who is nowhere to be seen.
Do you think in what week do you think is going to get his first touchdown?
Ugh. He's got to get the ball. He's got to get the ball first.
Now he has the ball. No, Travis Kelce. Now
Travis Kelce. Okay, not Mark Andrews.
No.
Travis Kelce. I would say I'm surprised it wasn't last week, because of all of those targets and being that he rounded out the top 5. I'm really surprised that we didn't see him get one this last week. But I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, they have bye week this
They
week.
have a bye week this week.
Then against the Niners and Raiders. I don't know. I hope against the Raiders.
Yeah, I could see it against the Raiders. As long as, well, I don't know. I'm trying to think if Purdy would get disrupted by Max Crosby, but because he's not much of like a scrambler. So maybe better chances against the Niners. I don't know. I'm so torn.
That's weird.
If anybody has start sit questions, drop them in the chat because we are about to wrap up actually. So get those questions if you have them in the chat and we'll get to them. Do you have a favorite defense this week, Renee?
I'm liking a lot the Broncos defense. They are playing really, really good. And they are playing against the Chargers. Yes, I like them.
You like that? That's a good one.
Yeah, I think the Broncos are going to win this game.
So I got to see the Packers play this weekend against the Rams, and it was like a really hard fought game. The Rams could have actually won that game. I was really surprised that Green Bay didn't just run away with it. The Cardinals are playing Green Bay this week, but it's in Green Bay. I was kind of leaning towards the Cardinals defense. They've been kind of doing pretty good over there on defense. But at Green Bay, now that I look at it, I'm kind of nervous about that. I don't know if I like that. I'll go with you.
The Falcons against the Panthers. I think that they can make a good game.
Yeah, for sure. I like Denver as well. They've really been holding their own. And win or lose, the same with the Cardinals, win or lose, the defense has kind of been steady. Like they're doing their job.
Yes.
I like the Broncos too. Oh, we have a question. So, do I start Bucky with Rashad injured or Tyrone Tracy or Singletary, depending on who is healthy? RBs are Kyron Cook, Kareem Hunt, and Bucky. Who is Bucky? What is that nickname?
I don't know.
Andrew. What is that nickname?
It's Buck Irving with
Buck
Rashad,
Irving.
with Rashad White injured.
There we go. Translating. Thank you. LOL. Okay, what do you think?
I like Buck Irving a lot, but Tyrone Tracy is making a great. Is a great player. I mean, the Bucks are playing against the Saints and the Giants against the Falcons. No, the Giants against the Bengals. Is Singletary going to play?
Let's see. I was just looking at Tyrone Tracy. he just had 129 rushing yards. He hasn't had anything like trending. We have Singletary. He's had 50 or more scrimmage yards in 3 of 4 games. Is Singletary, are you saying has Singletary designated like questionable?
Yes.
Let's
He didn't play this week. Oh, last week.
Singletary. Questionable. Limited practice.
Yeah.
Tyrone Tracy has been taking his spot, but if Singletary suits up, it looks like he would be the RB2 as long as he's playing. So if he's playing, we won't see probably Tyrone Tracy. So maybe we just take that out of the equation.
Yeah.
What do we have? Other words, Buck Irving, and you like that one.
I like Buck.
I think that's probably the better
option.
The better option, just because there's so much in the air over there on the Giants. Let's see. Bucky Irving, rookie, 50 scrimmage yards, 4 of his 5 career games. So he's getting targets. This would be his 4th game in a row with 50 or more scrimmage yards. So yeah, I would start him.
Me too.
I hope that helps. All of that, working through a problem, we're problem solving together. Thanks, Andrew. I hope that helps. Bucky Irving, love it. Not it.
We're going to make our touchdowns.
We do need to make our touchdowns this week. I don't even know who to pick. I just started looking at all of our data. Do you already have an idea of who you want?
Yes. I like a lot the touch. I don't know if I wanted to put it into the parlay because of the odds, but Bonix is getting the touchdowns and it pays so good. In the 5 of the games, he had 3 touchdowns in 3 games. So against the Chargers, I like it.
Yeah. I think we should add Jamar Chase just because he's been on a streak.
Yes.
And then I was also looking as we were, I was just scrolling while we're sitting here. Calvin Ridley, this would be his it's not a super streak. Let's ignore that. But it could be Calvin Ridley, but I don't think I want him. Just kidding. Just kidding. Do we have anybody else that's standing out with like a super touchdown streak?
I want DJ Moore. My 2 are going to be DJ Moore and Tank Dell. With Nico Collins out, I love Tank Dell for the touchdown.
You love Tank Dell. Jamar Chase because you don't argue with a streak. We're on a streak. We're going to go with it. We're running with that. I still have to come up with my second one, you guys. Just keep an eye on the Club Fantasy, Women of Fantasy Football social channels. Make sure you're following Renee at Renee Freak NFL. Follow me over at Kelly and Phoenix, and we'll reshare the graphic with our touchdown picks for the parlay of the week.
Yes.
Cool. If you have any other questions, also reach out to us. We'll get back to you. Thank you to all 385 of you who are watching right now. I hope you have such Cleat dreams tonight.
Good night.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.